Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and Coffee Stream episode 528. I know I'm still all congested and crap, but here I am, and we're gonna plow through this, as they say. And come on, all right, we're gonna get through this and get into it because I'll probably start feeling better once I'm distracted. um It is Friday. I hope everyone is having a good day and is getting ready to have a good weekend. And oh boy, if you are going to be tuning into the Star Trek stream tomorrow, you are going to be in for a treat because Ramty Press will be joining us because I am pissed off about both episodes that I watched. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. I hope you guys, like I said, are having a good day. And I would like to take a bit of the first part of the stream to discuss the testimony, or I should say more like the Lifetime movie performance that we've been watching um, on the stand from Amber Heard. Because we have a week break. There was going to be no court next week. And as we know, it is now Amber's turn to make her case because she is countersuing. So her lawyers chose to have her testify after their expert psychiatrist person. So she's been on the stand. I'm sure you guys know she's been on the stand for the past 2 days. And I don't think that they are finished on direct. I didn't hear them say that they were finished with her. I heard them say that it would be a good time for the break to start, that would be a good time for them to leave off. So I think there's still more direct to come after the break, and then the cross, which I cannot wait for. I cannot wait for Johnny's team to cross examine Amber. That's going to be amazing because holy crap, has there been an insane amount of new allegations and disjointed storytelling and calls for hearsay, which thankfully the lady lawyer on Johnny Depp's team, I think her name's Camille, she's been right on the hearsay stuff. But all of the things that Amber is saying, that oh, this person was a witness to this act of violence from Johnny. All of the people she said were witnesses are dead. So they can't be called to testify. They can't be deposed. Hey, Christopher. Um there's also the fact that she has also accused Johnny of assaulting, I believe it's 3 different women on 3 separate occasions, and there are no police reports from these women. There are no corroborating statements from the security that Amber has said has been there all of the times that he supposedly assaulted these women. There is nothing. And it's been called out in Nick Rekida's chat, the amount of scenes that she's pulling from movies to bolster her abuse stories. The line, do you know how many pounds of pressure it takes to break a human wrist? I swear to God, I've heard Clint Eastwood say that. I I can hear his voice in my head saying it. I am telling you right now, that is a Clint Eastwood line. The bottle, and then the biggest thing that came that was brand new out of nowhere was this bottle thing and this is where Johnny's finger gets cut off in Australia. And all of a sudden, yesterday, while she's describing the scene with the bottles, he is throwing, in her words, bottle after bottle. There is, according to her, liquor all over the tile floor. There is shards of glass all over the tile floor. Her feet are cut up. Her arms are cut up. Her back he has apparently ripped her nightgown completely off her body. So she is apparently wrestling with him naked in glass and alcohol. Okay. And there is none of the amount of blood that you would see from that in any of the pictures. And her thing is, oh, well, they must have cleaned up. They must have cleaned up. Well, why would they sweep up only the glass and the alcohol and leave all of the writing on the walls? Right? Like, and on the pillowcases and everywhere. Like, why would they leave that? And also, then we come to where she claims that he penetrates her with a Maker's Mark bottle. Okay. Now, for the non-drinkers in my chat, which I'm pretty sure there's like maybe one other than Pink Hollow, but the rest of you know what I mean. Maker's Mark is a square bottle. Okay. And also, she's like, after she says that he violates her with this bottle, okay, her lawyer asks her, do you recall any discomfort? And did you bleed from your lady bits? Okay. She says, yes, there was blood from there. And then she says, did you feel any pain? And she goes, I didn't think about that. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry, you didn't think about that. If you get penetrated with a foreign object, you're going to be in so much pain that you are thinking of nothing else. Okay? You are also not going to be able to get yourself anywhere, like to your bedroom, for example. You are also most likely going to need immediate medical attention, because I'm guaranteeing you, either whether the lid is on, if the lid is on the bottle, there's going to be severe internal damage. If the lid is off, there's going to be a vacuum, which is going to cause severe internal damage. You are going to, if you get to your bedroom, you are going to bleed out through your vagina. Okay? So, there's no hospital trip for Amber. Hello.
Can I add one quick thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Weight differences. I'll believe Johnny's 180, 175.
Yeah.
Okay. If Amber Heard is 125 pounds, okay, I weigh less than 200. That's all I'm going to say.
She does not sound like she weighs.
I'll put her in 135, 140. She's Hollywood 125. Okay. So you've got maybe 5 pounds on her now as it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got about 5 pounds on her. Okay. He looks like fucking Tanner.
Jesus.
Okay. So.
And this is during his like really bad addict phase. So he's like weight loss. Yeah. Skeleton Johnny.
So I'll pin him at about $140 back now.
Yeah.
Okay. So put all that together with all of this. So add all of that in. Okay. Plus, don't forget what I told you about a Maker's Mark bottle. Was the cap on or was it
That's
off?
What I'm at.
Either way, massive fucking damage.
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Whether I have to go do some couple in towns. Have fun. I will tickle you later.
Then, so we've got all of this nonsense. And let's preface this. Okay? Let's preface this by about 15 minutes before this bottle violation story. Amber says that he has taken what she believes to be either 8 or 10 MDMA pills. Okay? Not ecstasy, which is cut with shit. All right? MDMA, which is the pure shit. Okay? 8 to 10. At his weight, no, I don't care what your drug tolerance is. You're not moving. Okay? You're not. You're also not going to be capable of sustained rage over a period of 72 hours. Okay, it's not going to happen. It's not. I feel like having a bottle inserted into you cannot happen without having a trip to the hospital afterwards. Right? I don't drink. Yeah. Hey, Spud Gun. So there's all of this. And Depp's lawyers just let her go. And the great part of it was that they kept breaking up her narration with objection, hearsay, objection, leading, because Cat Lady lawyer was leading the crap out of Amber. There was like one point where she's like, do you see this bruise in this picture? Is this a bruise? Like, really? Really? But it's her, and listening to her attempt to cry, listening to her, I didn't have to be able to see to know that when she was telling that bottle story, that she had to be beat red in the face from hyperventilating and forcing herself to hold her breath so that because she was trying to get some tears out. I think Nick Rekieta said he saw one tear out of all of that, like, histrionic performance. And the other weird thing was she would be hysterical one minute and completely emotionless the next. And the one thing that really, there were two things that stuck out to me, because her psychiatrist expert is saying that she's got PTSD. And the way that she recounts her supposed trauma, she's got a focus on how embarrassing it is. Not about how alone she felt or how angry at herself she felt, because that is a big part about trauma, is you are more angry with yourself than you are at your perpetrator. You're angry at your perpetrator for sure, right? But there is always an element of blame on yourself for allowing the trauma to happen. Even like no matter how many times the logical part of your brain can tell you it wasn't your fault, there is always a part of you that is in the back of your head going, no, 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 if you had done something different, if you had said something different, if you had if you had just gone down that different street, if you had not gone to hang out with that group of people that night, like there's always something that you say to yourself that if that it makes it your fault. And there's none of that with her. None of it. It's always I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. And yes, there is a bit of shame, but that is far from the overriding emotion when you have trauma. Embarrassment is like low on the list. It's there, but it is not top priority. And the other big thing that really gives her away for the fact that she's making this up is she knows that she needs to have little details, because anybody that has seen a trauma victim knows that they do have some very minute details imprinted on their memory. So her basic movie, TV show knowledge of trauma tells her, I need details. All right. The details she's giving are the wrong ones for trauma response. When you are in a traumatic event, you do not focus on the surrounding environment. You're focused on what's causing the problem, or who is causing the problem. For example, for me, in my experience with my rape, I could not be around Downy dryer, the Downy fabric softener / dryer sheets, because that's what his clothes smelled like. The scent, the feel of the material, the sound of the breath. That's what you focus on. You don't go, gee, that carpet's awfully dirty. I didn't notice that before. That's strange. That is a really dirty carpet. No, no, that's not what you focus. After you've been, after your traumatic event, you don't sit in your car and go, oh, is that my breath on the window? Huh. What am I going to do about what just happened? That's not the thought process. That's not the thought process at all. It's just so aggravating. And the fact that I honestly think that she and her team think that these Virginia jurors are just some backwoods yokels who have no real world knowledge. And she had better hope for her life that none of the jurors have either experienced firsthand abuse / rape or have loved ones who have. Because if there is one juror, if there is just one on that jury who knows what it's really like, and they get in that deliberation room and they sit there and they say,
so about the jury, rumor is it's mostly men.
No, that's not going to be good for her.
For her? Oh, hell no.
Either.
This whole thing. No.
Like, either way.
No. She buried herself yesterday. The way they closed as well. But the absolute work. We got a week. Okay, everyone's got a week to sit and dwell over this, right? There's no way this jury is going to sit there and nobody's going to catch wind of any of this bullshit. You know, Heard got a new PR team, right?
Yeah.
Her PR guy has been sitting next to the court TV guy this whole time.
Yeah.
The flash and pause.
Yeah.
The fact that photo was up on People Magazine 4 hours before the end of her testimony on Friday. There's no way these people aren't going to hear about this shit, and there's no way that nothing can be tainted.
There's also...
So, I gotta get going.
Okay. Well, she's already tainted her testimony by, like, it's... The evidence that Johnny Depp's team has brought is enough to take her original allegations and torpedo them. She has completely buried herself by adding these new things that have never been talked about before. Never. Like, the nursing notes are in evidence. The doctor's reports are in evidence. Johnny went to the hospital for his finger, and she didn't go to the hospital after supposedly being bottle raped. And the next morning, she's capable of getting up and willing to make him a cup of coffee? Are you serious? Are you serious? How stupid does she think people are? And then what clinched it for me about, well, not that I had already
also don't forget what the conclusion has been about most of her testimony.
Yeah, that it's been stolen from movies.
Sorts of places.
Yeah. I didn't realize Pinkala was built like a tank. Oh yeah. I had a pretty wild but if you're gonna but the way she was describing it was that he was like punching her vagina with the bottle, like punch penetrating.
Let me fulfill that tank comment. Okay, Ethan Ralph comes in at 250. I am 250. There, go. Okay, look, thighs, stomach, thighs, stomach, thighs, stomach. 250. I pick up fridges. I pick up tanks. I pick up skids. I pick up everything.
See, Ethan Ralph is Pinkalo is 250. There's a difference. It looks like she's been doing a can of Coke on the stand. Oh, God. What about Amber's taint? Yeah, no, like she's claiming he was like angrily penetrating her with a Maker's Mark bottle and not one of they didn't do small bottles of liquor. Okay, let's just say that. So it was not one of the like smaller Maker's Mark bottles. This would have been like a big full bottle of Maker's Mark. So yeah, and this is brand new that this story came out. Like there has been nothing. It wasn't in her original op-ed. There was no police report. There was no nursing notes.
This wouldn't be a Pornhub video. This would be
No.
a Snuff Hub video.
Yeah. Like the way that she described he did it to her, she would have died without medical attention. There's no way she would have gotten herself to her bedroom. And even if she had, there's no way she would have woken up the next day. There's not. Like, she would have bled to death. The way that she's describing that he penetrated her. And he's, and as I said, she didn't, this particular bottle thing was not in her original op-ed. The security, and that's the thing. Security has been either there or nearby enough to come to the aid within minutes. And they didn't document that she was, any kind of damaged in that way. There's nothing. There was no sexual abuse allegations until her testimony. Or actually, no, until Dr. Hughes's testimony. Her expert psychiatrist. She started saying that Johnny was apparently looking for cocaine inside Amber. And that was new. And again, no previous reports, none of that.
You mean the crazy cat counselor?
Yeah. Who kept making up words like symptomatology and relection and thorough. But it's really, but the clincher for me was after saying that she didn't really think about it when asked if she was experiencing any pain or discomfort after the bottle violation. I almost said bile violation. 10 minutes after that, she's describing the end part of the Australia thing. Or it's either the end part of the Australia argument or the next argument. But she says that he headbutts her in the nose. And it's searing pain immediately, and it's the worst pain she's ever felt in her life. Now, she has since had a child after all of this, which, by the way, she was able to have a child after she was bottle raped somehow and didn't receive medical attention for it. But okay. She has since had a child. And still, being headbutted in the nose was a more memorable pain somehow than the aftermath of being violated with a Maker's Mark bottle and not receiving medical help for it. Reminded me of Madonna's Truth or Dare scene, or Truth or Dare movie with the infamous bottle scene. A lot of people were talking about Gone Girl and how that it reminded them of Gone Girl. But yeah, it's like really getting headbutted in the nose is more painful than being penetrated with a foreign object? Are you? No. I'm sorry. No. If somebody said to me, here are your two options for pain. You can be hit in the nose, or you can be penetrated with a bottle. I will go, hit me in the nose, please. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna hurt like a bitch, but it's gonna hurt a hell of a lot less than the other one. I tried to get I couldn't find any memes, and I can't get the TikTok video to play properly. I tried to get it set up, but it won't let me log in again. Apparently I've been logged out, and I can't get the Great Londini's video to, first of all, pause so that I can get the screen shared properly. And I can't get it to be in the right spot so people can see it. I'm kind of annoyed. Nose. Yep, exactly, Chris. Exactly.
Okay. Well, we'll do a meme review video later then.
Okay.
We'll actually knock off. I'll actually knock off PewDiePie's intro.
Yeah.
And I'll have PewDiePie come in and go meme review, and yeah, I'll splice in PewDiePie into the video.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that on the Blind and the Specialist Sunday.
Make a video on. Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay. So let's move on here. So this I found in the News for the Coffee Stream channel. So we will read it. And next Friday, the 13th, the Evil Dead game will be able to be played. So I'm hoping that Pink Hollow and I can load it up and take a look at it. Okay. That literally destroys her story. It does. It does. Like, the whole thing, like, all of these allegations that she's making up on the spot. It's just, why? Like, there's enough evidence to take out your original allegations already. Why are you making things up? Like, that's not. If I was her defense team, when she started with the bottle, like, had she talked about that in counsel or anything like that previously to her testimony, I would have been like, no, you didn't bring that up at all before. That is not, you can't, no, that's gonna bury your case. If you are able to have a child after penetration like that, you must have Dragon Ball levels of hearing or healing. Yep. It's because she's completely delusional. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's when they're releasing the Evil Dead game, is next Friday. And I pre-ordered it. First ever study of LGBT plus experiences in physics reveals red flags. Of course it does. Because when doing particle physics or theoretical physics or astrophysics, it totally matters who you fuck. It's tangential. It actually, no, it's not tangential. It is primary to your work. And everyone needs to know who you sleep with when you go home. And everyone needs to throw a special party um, when a new person announces who they like to sleep with, but only if who they like to sleep with is of the same gender as they are or transitioning. If you're straight and you say, "Hey, I had sex last night with this new person," they go, "Shut up, cis person. We don't want to hear about it. Go back to work." LGBT plus, not to be confused with CPT, charge parity and time. Oh, it was in that book by that wheelchair guy. Well done. The authors found that the two biggest factors that influence a person's decision to leave physics are the overall climate of the organization they belong to. Okay. And the more specifically observing exclusionary behavior. Um I'm not sure how many real life physicists these people have met, but not many physicists are like the guys from the Big Bang Theory that, and hang out in groups and stuff. A lot of them just kind of like to hang out on their own, and they get together in conferences and they argue with each other and they shoot down each other's work. Sometimes a couple of them get together and share credit. But yeah, it's just, yeah. People feel shunned, excluded, and they were continually having to readjust and twist themselves to fit into the physics community, said Unpronounceable, a physics professor at the University of Utah and co-author of this study. LGBT plus people are inherently part of the field. Yeah, they're part of everywhere. You're not that okay, I'm sorry. Wasn't the whole point of the original movement to tell everyone else that you weren't some sort of crazy alien person? You were a human being and you should be treated just like everyone else? Are you telling me that physicists give a shit whether you are a lesbian or gay or trans? Like, how do physicists know? Unless lesbian and gay and trans physicists are writing papers that are headed with the title of their paper and in brackets pronouns they them, non-binary lesbian. Like, who cares and how do they know? These are my two questions. Like, are you wandering around the physics department going, "Excuse me, but I am a trans and you need to refer to me by these pronouns, or I will report you to the Dean of Science." Okay, thank you. Because I have a feeling that That's what's going on here. And these people are most likely like that professor of math who talks about what numbers feel like in what is it, UC California, UC Berkeley or whatever it is, the physicist or the mathematician lady who has a degree in math but doesn't actually understand how math works. That's what I feel like these people are acting like. It's join us and be an individual. Yeah, you read by scientists or that. Read biographies of scientists, and the personalities are all over the map. Exactly. I feel like I need a beer for this. Turing was gay, I believe. Says he ran afoul of the sodomy laws at the time. Ah, okay. Okay, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nearly everybody I know who is LGBT plus in physics has left, to be honest, says Tim Efferton, an associate professor of physics at Tufts University and co author of the study. We're talking about dozens and dozens of people. I can empathize with the participants of the study and also with my own experiences. Okay, dozens and dozens. Okay, how many physicists are currently studying, members of faculty, alumni? Like, how many physicists are we talking about? And then how many are dozens and dozens out of that group? I. Uh, I'm just a backwater sailboat guy. According to the American Physical Society, 15% of early career scientists identify as LGBT plus. 15. And what is LGBT plus? By like how many of these people like and who cares? Who cares? So okay. And while a number of previous studies have explored challenges by physicists in regards to challenges by gender and race, they, oh my god, the study was drawn from a group of 324 LGBT physics people across the physics community. That is an insanely small group of people. The co authors themselves come from a wide range of institutions, backgrounds, identities, and career stages and sought to understand the lives of the larger LGBT plus physics community from their own perspectives. Again, why do we need to care about it? It is, that's what I mean. Like, why does it matter who you sleep with or what is between your legs when you're studying physics? I I I don't get it. I don't get it. Like again, I, how is anyone to know whether you're gay, lesbian, whatever, unless you're like announcing it like a parade float and making a giant deal out of it. And then if you're doing that and being obnoxious, of course people around you are going to react negatively. So then you leave because you're upset that people are reacting negatively because you're reacting or because you're acting obnoxious. I don't understand. Like, why can't you just be yourself and enjoy your career and not like and just be a normal person? And when you're at work, talk about your work stuff and hey, yeah, my partner's sick or my kids are sick, like just normal human stuff. Like, why do we have to care about compelled pronoun use and safe spaces and like just be an adult, do your work, enjoy your work, and go home and enjoy your home. Be a human. And also extend the respect to other humans that you wish them to extend to you. Show them how you want to be treated. If you show people, if you come at people aggressively and rudely, you are showing them that that's how you go about your world and that's how you want to be treated. So they're going to treat you that way. And if you're nice, like, yeah, you're going to run into a few assholes, but the majority of people are going to be nice to you and accept you and respect you. It's not hard. It's really not. I don't understand why people need to make this so hard. It's very frustrating. All right, next story. This is a follow-up story, actually. I read about this teacher back in, I believe, January of this year. And so this story that I'm about to read to you is a follow-up to the story that I discussed back in January. There was a teacher who was trying to express some concern about the fact that some very, let's say, explicit and very one-sided portrayals of homosexuality and transgender children were being put into elementary school, like K-6 libraries. And this teacher was saying there is absolutely a place for these books, just perhaps not where 5 to 11-year-olds can get their hands on them. Perhaps maybe in an older section of a high school library might be more appropriate. And she was ejected from the board meeting where she was speaking. And her meeting, because they record these meetings, her speech was actually edited out of the uploaded video to the board's YouTube page. And the board, the chair of the board openly called her transphobic and homophobic, and that was not edited out. And it was also said on the board's social media pages. So she is now suing, this teacher is now suing the regional, and this is a local, this is my board, my school board. This teacher is now suing the board and the chair, specifically, for defamation. And good on her, quite frankly. Good on her, because absolutely this is what they said about her was absolutely defamation of character. So this says retired teacher sues Waterloo Region District School Board and chair for defamation. Or the Waterloo Region District School Board chair for defamation. So Kitchener, a now retired teacher is suing the Waterloo Region District School Board and board chair for alleged defamation. On January 17th, 2022, I was ejected from a Board of Trustees meeting from criticizing the appropriateness of sexualized content or the age appropriateness of sexualized content in children's books in elementary school libraries, Carolyn Berjowski said in a video posted on Wednesday. So yeah, that's she was all she was saying was perhaps we should not be allowing books of this nature to be accessed by prepubescent children. That's it. She wasn't saying that there's no place at all in school for it. She wasn't saying, let's burn all these books in a huge fire. She wasn't saying, let's ban them, let's make a banned book list. She was just like, hey, maybe we should move these particular books to a section in a high school library instead of pre-adolescent kids. Just a thought. And she was kicked out. Over the next few days, I became the center of a national media frenzy fueled by statements fueled by the board chair on radio, television, and social media. He attributed statements to me that I did not make. So, and he characterized them as violating hate speech and the Human Rights Code. So I knew about the social media posts, but I did not know that he went on radio and TV and continued that. That's not good. Radowski was a teacher with the board at the time, but has since retired. Yeah, she retired, I believe, the week of this firestorm happening. It's ridiculous. There was no reason for her to be ejected and lambasted like this. The board quickly removed the video of the meeting from its website so people could not hear for themselves what I actually said, she says in the video. The day after the meeting, I was ordered to stay home from school and barred from speaking to my students and colleagues. The board then filed a formal complaint against me and hired an outside firm to conduct an outside investigation. The enormous stress on me and my family from these events has been overwhelming. I bet. Like, I guarantee you this woman is not transphobic or homophobic. Like, all she was doing was exerting some common sense. Berjowski had a breakdown on January 22nd from extreme anxiety and was taken to the hospital by ambulance, she said. I am still in recovery from this trauma. Just 5 days before my retirement, the investigators summoned me and forced me to sign a gag order. Jesus Christ. She said the investigation could not proceed further because her doctor placed her on medical leave. I believe this incident has exposed a serious problem, Brzezinski said in the video. The school boards are using language and human rights legislations as weapons to silence anyone who questions their policies. In my view, the message to all teachers is clear. If you speak up, you will be punished. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. This is and she wasn't even saying anything wrong. Like, she wasn't going, get all the F slurs out of my school, and I don't want anyone reading these goddamn books. Like, she was just saying, hey, probably shouldn't have this in the kids' library. No, you're right, Spud Gun. Even if she is homophobic or transphobic, if she keeps it to herself, it doesn't matter. You're right. If she doesn't say anything at school about it, it does not matter. It really doesn't. It's it because a good teacher keeps their politics and their opinions out of their teaching, and they just teach. That's it. Like, I remember in 3rd grade, the teachers went on strike for about a month. And it was during the time of Premier Mike Harris, and he did a lot of really wacky shit. He was a very conservative guy, old school conservative, really didn't like single mothers. Really didn't like single mothers. And so there was, I can't remember what was going on with the teachers, but they went on strike. And my 3rd grade teacher was very, he was great about, he was like, this is what's going to happen. The teachers are demonstrating that they are not happy with the government, and that's their right to do that. And so, there's not going to be any school, but there was a kid who raised his hand and said, my dad says the premier sucks. And the teacher was like, you know what? That's your dad's opinion. I'm not going to say whether or not I agree with him. It's not my job to say that. This is just what's happening. And I really, to this day, I applaud him for that. Because a lot of teachers would have been like, yeah, your dad's right. You know what I mean? Like, especially today, they would have been like, your dad's right, fuck the government. And he made very sure, he's like, you guys are very very young. You guys are 8. Politics isn't really, for 8-year-olds to be worrying about. I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm not telling you what I think about it. I'm just saying this is what's going to be happening. I thought that was great. She said she has launched a defamation lawsuit in Superior Court against the board. Oh, wow. And Chair Scott Bukowski to hold them accountable for their actions. Superior Court. So that means that this is not just a Like, she's not just gone down to the city courthouse and filed something with the city. She's gone to the province. And she's gone right to the province. And she's filing a suit. Good for her. In the video on Twitter, Vrjovsky does not say how much money she is seeking. Fair. None of her allegations have been proven because they can't be proven. At this time, they do not have a comment. The school board said in an email to the record. The board previously said it was on the side of the law when it stopped the delegation speaking on books about transgendered young people on January 27th or January 17th. Fuck off. The side of the law. Okay. Sure. Piakowski previously said trustees have had a taste of the abuse and hatred trans people have been subjected to since that meeting. I'm sorry. So this is the chair. This is the chair saying this. Piakowski's previously said trustees have had a taste of the abuse and hate trans people have been subjected to since that meeting. But that pales into the comparison to the harm that would have happened to students had the delegation continued, he said. Wow. Just wow. And this is her tweet with her GoFundMe. And this is her video.
My name is Carolyn Brzezinski, and I was a teacher with the Waterloo Region District School Board for over 20 years. On January 17, 2022, I was ejected from a Board of Trustees meeting for criticizing the age appropriateness of sexual content in children's books in elementary school libraries. Over the next few days, I became the center of a national media frenzy, fueled by statements made by the board chair on radio, TV, and social media. He attributed to me remarks that I did not make, characterized them as hateful, and accused me of violating the Human Rights Code. The board quickly removed the video of the meeting from its website so people could not hear for themselves what I actually said. Yeah. The day after the meeting, I was ordered to stay home from school and barred from speaking to my students and colleagues. The board then filed a formal complaint against me and hired an outside firm to conduct a disciplinary investigation. The enormous stress on me and my family from these events has been overwhelming. On January 22nd, I suffered a breakdown from extreme anxiety and was taken to the hospital by ambulance. I am still in recovery from this trauma. Just 5 days before my retirement, the investigators summoned me for questioning and required me to sign a gag order. The investigation could not proceed any further because my doctor had placed me on medical leave. I am now gratefully retired. I believe this incident has exposed a serious problem, that school boards are using language and human rights legislations as weapons to silence anyone who questions their policies. Yeah. In my view, the message to all teachers is clear. If you speak up, you will be punished. I am deeply concerned by the punitive way that the board and its chair acted in this matter. Yeah. Therefore, I have filed a defamation claim with the Ontario Superior Court of Justice against the WRDSB and its board chair, Scott Piatkowski, to hold them accountable for their words and actions. Thank you to everyone who has supported me this far. You have empowered me to take these initial steps. Civil litigation is an expensive and daunting process.
That's her GoFundMe deal. So yeah, that's this lady. She's being called transphobic and all that just because she doesn't want elementary age children to have access to sexually explicit literature, and the thing that she was saying was the stories about transgender kids were very like one-sided. They glossed over and glorified transitioning. There wasn't much talk about what really happens with it. Like, it was very biased. And she was just saying, maybe we shouldn't have 11-year-olds and under seeing this. That's all she was saying. Like, that's it. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to rest my voice, but I will be on Twitch tonight at probably maybe 10:30, just so it's not super late. And of course, Star Trek stream tomorrow. We'll be reviewing the finale of this season of Picard and the premiere of this season of Strange New Worlds. And boy, I'm going to be ranting, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the guys will be probably around the same as me. So, yeah, you won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye!